Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all listen, let's go ahead and get into chapter 8 of Faith Under Fire, Betrayed by a Thing Called Love. And chapter 8 is titled The Laying to Rest. So LaJoyce left hospice and she called her neighbor, let her know what happened, that Stephen had passed away. And she asked if their sons, who LaJoyce also calls her sons, could come over to the house when she get there and go in with her because she was a little nervous going in by herself for the first time. She got home, they went in. One of the boys took the two dogs walking and the other one helped LaJoyce clean out all of the the sick care items. And then she went on a cleansing frenzy. She was cleaning everything. By the time she was finished, you couldn't even tell that a sick person had ever lived there. The next day, LaJoyce and Stephen's sisters went down to take care of the cremation. She don't know why they came because they sure didn't offer anything on the cremation or the funeral, but they did say that they would take his ashes with them and put them beside their mom's. So next there was the funeral. They decided to wear all white because that was one of Stephen's requests. And LaJoyce, she tried to honor all of his wishes when it came to singers, speakers, and the eulogy. After the service, they went to the repast at the sister's house. LaJoyce knew that when she left that house, that would be the last time she would see or speak to his sisters. They hugged, and LaJoyce gave them a sincere, firm, and final goodbye. LaJoyce took a week off of work, but that next Monday, she was up bright and early to handle some business in town. Her mom asked her where was she going. She said she'll be back later that evening. When she returned home, she threw her driver's license on the table and said that she was back. LaJoyce Celeste Hunter was back. She spent all day taking care of everything she needed to run her life and her household. Her dad asked her, like, what you gonna do with all this house? She said that Stephen had the better credit. And even though she didn't have a credit history because her grandmama always taught her to buy in cash, that made all the difference because she owned that house outright. When her parents left to go back to Chicago, LaJoyce said that she slept a lot and she knew that that was a sign of grieving. One day, Stephen's older sister called to ask her to sign over a property in Queens via a quitclaim deed. LaJoyce was confused on why the sister needed her signature. She told her that they had FedEx some papers to Stephen when he was in the hospital. She said that he signed them and they got notarized, but the notary stamped them, but the notary forgot to sign them, so the papers weren't valid. LaJoyce said that that was the first time that she had heard about any of this, and since they were so busy sneaking and lying all the time, she wasn't signing nothing, and that was the last time that she had ever heard from the sister. LaJoyce had found her a grief counseling group, and in one of the sessions, they told her that it was important to get rid of things that she was holding on to. So she decided to clean out Stephen's closet, and she called Uncle Charles, Charles Jr., and Stacy to pick, what they wanted out of everything before she sent the items to a community outreach center or the Goodwill. She sat in the corner and cried, thinking about how much joy those items brought Stephen, but she knew that cleaning and purging was necessary in order to move forward. LaJoyce also felt that it was necessary to tell the truth about Stephen's condition to everyone who was supportive of her, and they were all shocked by the news. She even called some of the women Stephen had mentioned being intimate with, because she knew if he had lied to her, he most definitely lied to them. The women were happy that she called, but they denied ever having relations with Stephen. Claudette told her that the women were just saying that probably because who really wants to admit to sleeping with somebody that had that disease? But LaJoyce was looking at it like if she had discernment, maybe she could have seen all the signs and the things that were right in front of her. And with the women being adamant they had never slept with Stephen, she wondered, well, if he wasn't being promiscuous with those women, then was he on the DL? She was like, oh my goodness, that was it. That's how he got infected. LaJoyce started to unweave the complications of their relationship, starting with Stephen's patterns of behavior. He lied about the bleeding ulcers because she never saw him once take medication for it. His T-cell count was 4, proving he had to have the disease for at least 10 years before they met. He probably infected his first wife, Darlene, who died 4 years after Stephen. That was the same wife that he rushed out of the hospital after the fire. He used to leave and stay gone for hours with the 2 friends he swore up and down that he didn't like coming to their house. He used to lie on his D talking about all the ladies he got. He was a giver of face in the place, but he didn't want to receive it. He wanted certain bedroom favors that LaJoyce later learned were proclivities of DL men. He was a huge disliker of LGBTQ. He proposed and wanted to marry LaJoyce very quickly. He was very preoccupied with death. He was verbally abusive. He liked to monopolize her time. He sabotaged her friendships. He would whine constantly to get his way, and he was spending money like he was going to DIE any day. She realized that those were the behavior patterns of a man hiding a DEADLY secret and was probably on the DL. All her friends wanted to know, like, how did you keep it together after putting all the pieces together? And she said that it was by the grace of God. After thinking back on everything, she understood that Stephen was a narcissist and a sociopath. LaJoyce said that it was very cruel and criminal to intentionally harm someone that you say you love. To do her like that, she was nothing to him. He made a conscious effort to be passive aggressive, and that was the type of behavior that allows diseases to spread the way that they do. LaJoyce said that she was spared by the blood of Jesus. She did not become a statistic. She said the journey did not rob her of her faith, but it definitely put it under fire. And that was it for chapter, what's this? 8. Chapter 8 was real short, but chapter 9 is pretty long. So I'm probably gonna have to break that one up into 2 parts because that's the last chapter, y'all. This was good. We got to find something else to review. And everything that I said in this video was in my opinion. It was for entertainment purposes only. The Copyright Act of 1976, Section 107 gives me fair use to this book review that we just did, and it's covered under fair use. But y'all get down in the comments, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to y'all later.